I hate saying that because I never know what to say, you know, when you say hi. They're saying hi peeps. Curly hair still. I've been trying to go by the rules of the curly girl method. You can find it on YouTube. But it's just to say again, and I know I said this ages ago, I was going to try and keep the curls in, but my hair's a little bit too short. But it has grown a little bit, and I quite like it like this. I've had it down. The only thing with my hair is, and I remember an ex-boyfriend saying this years ago when I was younger, you know, in the early 90s or something, when everyone had perms, but I didn't need to have a perm because my hair was naturally curly anyway. So I just had to scrunch it like everyone else did with a perm. And he used to say your hair looks better off your face sometimes, and that's how I've been feeling when I had it down. I had it down today before when it's all down, but I just feel it's a bit when it's too on my face sometimes. Because I think my aim is now, I think I'm going to grow it out to about here anyway, and then have some layers cut in. So, because the thing is with curly hair, if you don't have some sort of layers put in, even if it's face framing, your hair goes like a triangle. So sometimes you need, I don't mean dead short layers, because obviously you have layers and it'll spring up anyway, but I like it when it's a bit laid so you've got more volume, because I do like volume in my hair. That's why today I've just took a little bit off my face, twisted it up and put the old, I've just been trying to find because I've lost half of them, the old bobby pins in here. I've only pulled a little bit the sides, pushed it up a little bit because I don't like my hair flat, and I think that's the problem I've been having with having straight hair. So it looks like this at the back. I don't know what it looks like at the back, but I think I just want to get the curl back in, even if I have to wear it like this for a bit till it grows out a bit more, and then I'll get a trim when I feel like it, because the only thing with curly hair, you can get away with it a little bit more because it springs up, so you might not tell if your hair's out of shape. But I have no longer bits in the front, but I've just left these bits down. Reminds me of when I was at school and you used to leave your twirly bits down when your hair was up. And these bits of, I think you can see on here a little bit where there's a bit of a lighter brown. Can you see a little bit there? Where I bleached my hair out to see if I could do that thing I was testing to put grey in it. It didn't work. And this slice here, it's a bit like a caramel light brown, but I quite like it. So I think when this hair colour's died down a bit, because I put like it didn't really take like a plum colour on, which went a bit of a darker colour anyway, again, lighten up, I think either I might try a few slices of just pulling the curl out just over the top, and I might put some highlights in myself, or I might just go to the hairdressers and have a couple of highlights on top in like caramel brown, because the only thing with curly hair is sometimes when you have like a few highlights, not that you have to go blonde, if you're brown you can have like a caramel colour, because I don't know if you can tell there where there's a bit of caramel and then my dark hair, you can just see your curl pattern more. It's like, gives it a bit of dimension sort of thing. I do like that on curly hair. But I'll see. I'm just going to leave it alone for a bit, but because it's been hot and I've had to clip my fringe out, because I thought, well, I'm going to have to try and grow my fringe out definitely now, because if I want curly hair, it just looks a bit bonkers, I think, with straight fringe curly hair. Some people wear it like that, but I don't think it suits me, so I'm just going to have some dodgy hairstyles till this grows out a bit. But I do, like I said before in some posts, I do definitely want my curls back, because it's just so much easier. You know, if you've got long hair, you should try it again, because you don't have to have it down. You could pin it up a bit. And if you feel like when you've got curly hair, it does feel a bit like, you know, like your curls are weighing down and they're not as springy because your hair's longer, get some layers in. Not to have dead short layers, they could start about here so they spring up and it's like that layered look. It looks more full then, or just maybe around your face. Just YouTube girls with curly hair and you'll see that some have it layered. I prefer it layered. There's a girl I used to watch ages ago, she had it layered from about here and then it went down, and now she's grown them all out, but I prefer her hair when it was layered. It had more bounce in it. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, because let's face it, straightening your hair, putting a straightener, a hot iron on this side and a hot iron on that side, and clamping your hair, you're just basically frying your hair. It's not really good for your hair, and I think it does take a lot of your curl out, and if you keep doing it, it's very hard to get your curl pattern back. And I don't want to get to that stage where my curls don't come in, because I noticed that had been happening, and I don't want it to do that. If you do want to get your curl pattern back, basically you've got moisturise, and if you look for this book, it's quite a good book. But if you just go on YouTube and put the Curly Girl method or getting my curls back, it'll show you, because basically you can co-wash. You don't have to use shampoo, and if you're going to use shampoo, get Finn's napping, so if I hear him, I'll have to go up and get him. You need a sulfate-free one, because it's just drying your hair out. It's got loads of crap in it. You can actually wash hair with shampoo, use it as a conditioner, basically scrubbing your scalp, getting all the dirt and stuff, you know, the oils and things. But it's that dries your hair out. When you get conditioners with sulfates and things in like that, if you go and look at the videos, you'll find out it's drying your hair out. Curls have to have moisture. They have to have moisture. So if you're using shampoos and conditioners with sulfates and things like that, you're drying your hair out that way. And then if you're drying your hair for a little bit and then straightening it, you're taking the moisture out again. That's why sometimes, girls, when you straighten your hair, sometimes it can feel dry, and then you're relying on like heat protectant things, and I don't think they really work all the time. But this method, you wash your hair hopefully with a Curly Girl like shampoo, you know, with no sulfates. And you can get these. I've seen some in Morrison's. When I get paid, I'll get some. They are dear. The ones that I've seen are about £7 each. But I mean, you can get dearer ones than that, and you can get good ones in. I haven't been in for a couple of years actually. I can't even believe I've not been in. But TK Maxx, you know, when they do the big bottles for £12, like Stallon bottles. But if I got them, they'd just be for me. They wouldn't be for my son or Finn or anything. They'd just be for my hair, so I'd have to hide them so he doesn't use them. But they're like £7 each. I think it's the argan oil one and I can't remember who it's by, but I'll have to show you if I get them. But you don't need to use a lot. But basically, you shampoo your hair, cleansing your hair, and then when you do the conditioner bit, you put it on your hands and you coat your hair, and then you go in each strand and you put your conditioner on all over. And then you basically, I think it's called trickle washing. You trickle some of it off and you scrunch, and all the conditioner's going milky with the water, and you trickle it off. So basically, you're leaving some conditioner in your curls, especially if your hair's really that coarse curly. Mine isn't coarse curly. And you're leaving it in, and then when it's stopping wet, if you haven't got a microfiber towel, use a t-shirt, not a normal towel, to scrunch your hair up when you're drying it, because it's just better on curly hair. It's not as rough on your cuticles. Cuticles? What are they called? These aren't called cuticles, that's your nails. What are they called? Your hair. Follicles. No, not follicles. Cuticles. Let me look in this book. Cuticles. Why am I saying cuticles? Oh, it is cuticle, isn't it? Is it cuticle? What's this cuticle? Oh, you know what I mean. Just not rough them up so they look frizzy, because that's what you don't want in a curl. You don't want frizz. I haven't got too much frizz today actually, because I've been doing it. And then basically you get like a curling cream. You rub it in your hands. You scrunch that in. And then you get a gel. Man, you don't have to use curling cream if you've not got one, if you've left a bit of conditioning. But then you get a gel, and it has to be like alcohol, sulfate-free sort of thing, alcohol-free, because stuff with alcohol in, hair stuff, dries your hair out as well. I've got one, I'll have to show you next time. And you put that in all over your hair, so your hair's coated, and you scrunch, and just keep scrunching, let it air dry, and scrunch it a little bit, but don't keep touching it all the time. If you have to scrunch it with your t-shirt. And then sort of leave it. Just every now and again scrunch it up a little bit, but don't mess with it, because that's what causes frizz. And then basically when it dries, it'll dry in a cast. You know, like the gels are a bit hard on your hair. You know, like when you used to leave it like that, like you could tell you've got gel in your hair. But then when it's dried and it feels crispy, then you scrunch it out with your hands. It breaks the cast off. And the method is it's supposed to leave your curls without being frizzy, and, you know, because they've been casting that curl. That's why I've got to keep scrunching up a bit. So casting that curl, the more you wash your hair like this and don't straighten it, your curls will come back and they'll get bouncier and bouncier. And if you have wrecked your hair a little bit from straightening it, and it's like curly and straight at the end, you've got to keep doing this. It's not just going to happen in like a week or so. If it's really damaged, you have to keep doing it, and maybe you'll have to go to the hairdressers and just maybe like get the ends taken off. But there's certain ways of having your hair cut as well. I mean, don't know what I'm going to do if I start growing it out curly, because really your hair should be cut. When you've got curly hair, really, your hair should be cut dry, because that's the way it lies when it's dry. When you straighten it, when you're brushing it out when it's wet, that is not how curly hair dries. It sits right in its natural curl. So the way they cut it on the things I've been watching, they'll just cut a little bend off, a little bit here and a little bit there. So I'll have to find someone who's good at cutting curls or has got curly hair, because that's always a good thing. If you've got a hairdresser who's got really curly hair, they'll understand the way certain layers have to be and stuff like that. But basically, if you're thinking of doing the same that I'm doing, because I'm just sick of blow drying, and when my hair gets longer, it takes ages. Like I used to have hair down here, it took ages. But the good thing is, because I'm trying to grow my hair, if I leave it, without straightening it now, because that breaks off your ends sometimes, and that's sometimes why your hair's not growing. You think your hair doesn't grow, probably because little by little it's breaking off a little bit if you're constantly straightening your hair. I wasn't them who's straightening my hair every day, but if you are a girl who is and you're wondering why, that's probably why. So I think what I'm going to try and do, and I might do updates on this, is not putting heat on it, not even blow drying it, I'm just leaving it to dry naturally. And this is what happens when it dries naturally. And I've scrunched it with the gel on and everything. And this morning, all I did to refresh it was I got a squirt bottle that I had it anyway. I put some rose water in it, actually, because the lady said don't use tap water, use like boiled water gone cool, obviously. But I've used rose water because that's supposed to be quite softening on your hair, your skin and everything anyway. Someone said they used it for the budgie's feathers or something. But a bit of that with a couple of squirts of conditioner, and then shake it up so it's like a leave-in conditioner thing. Oh, hang on. I can hear movement. Sorry, that was just my eldest coming down. I forgot what I was saying now. But yeah, basically, shake it up and spritz it on, and I just scrunched it again to revitalise it when you've woken up. Also, it's a good idea to sleep on a satin pillowcase because it stops the frizz. I've always done that anyway when I had straight hair, because it's supposed to smooth your hair a bit. What else am I going to be doing? Oh yeah. In the evenings when I'm sat in bed watching YouTube, whatever, or my 8 cents that I'm watching at the minute, I'm going to start. I did do it a bit ago when I had really short hair, and it did work, so I don't know why I haven't been doing it. If you want to grow your hair out, get an oil, some coconut oil, a jojoba oil. I've got a jojoba oil, I've got a big one, like I said before. You can use it for skin, you can use it as moisturiser on your face or your hair, and get it on your fingertips and put it in your roots, and then massage. Any you can put on the ends, because the good thing with curly hair anyway is even if I do that over a couple of days, it won't really look like grease because my hair will be up like this. If it was straight, it would, but curly hair needs it. And then obviously wash it out after a couple of days. But that's stimulating your hair growth. So hopefully I might get a bit of spurt on my hair growth. Also with summer hair, I think your hair does grow a bit faster in summer. But yeah, I'll have to do updates on that and see what happens. What else was there? I've just got to get used to having curly hair again. Because it was nice when it was long. I just didn't really know how to style it, and that's the thing is, since I've seen this again, which I knew about because I've done posts on this before, but didn't really stick to it. It's like when we were at school in the 90s, early 80s, 90s, when people had perms and stuff. Like I said, I didn't have a perm, but it was just that we didn't really know how to style it properly. Like it was, put mousse on it, scrunch it with a diffuser, because you can dry it with a diffuser if you're in a bit of curry. I have got a diffuser. But it wasn't really any of the, like, I don't remember anyone saying about, the shampoos and conditioners and basically not having alcohol or, like, the drying stuff, the sulfates. If it's lathering up your shampoo, it's got loads of sulfates in it. That's what dries your hair out. So you'll notice the difference if you get the ones that are specially formulated for curly hair or co-wash with a conditioner, basically, only a little bit, but really massaging, rubbing in your scalp, getting rid of all your dirt and stuff from your scalp, and then just condition as usual. It's the moisturiser that's helping your curls bounce up. The more you do it, like I get a bit flat around here, I expect it to go up more if I stay away from the straighteners. So, and to any men, boys that don't like curly hair, there you go, because I know a lot of people who don't, and my ex didn't, and I don't know if that's the reason why I sort of straightened it a bit. Didn't like curly hair. Well, tough. Well, I'm not with that person anymore, so that doesn't matter, but anyone else will just have to embrace my curliness, because I'm trying to embrace it now, because it's natural, and I just do think if you're trying to be a bit more natural, I think your hair can probably be a bit more thicker, as in, if you, like I said, if you're not straightening it, you might not be. If you're straightening it, like I said, you might, it can thin it out because you're breaking the ends off. That's why, like I said, that's why you need to keep having it chopped off. So, I don't know, what do you think? It might not look good, because this is a bit longer at the front, obviously, because mine goes like that, but I don't know, I can do that as well. But I know I've said this before, but definitely, can you see how light it is there? Definitely got to just keep the curls in. But if you're interested, look on YouTube at the Curly Girl Method, Diva Curls, I think it is. DEVA Curls. I can't remember what her name is. What's her name? The woman who... Oh, there she is. Lorraine Massey. She's English. See her curly hair, mad curly blonde hair. She's the one who... she's the co-owner of Divashon, I think it is, a group of stylists that specialise in curly hair. You should have more of that. Her passion, her obsession is to change the way curly hair is treated and cut. Exactly. She's the co-creator of Diva Curl. So YouTube Diva Curl. Products, and yeah, you can get products. You can buy the products. They're supposed to be really good. I don't think I've had any. I've had shea butter curl cream. It's like for curly hair or black hair, because your hair tends to be more coarse of a curl. But I have got some. So people might know about that. Black girls might know about the shea butter. Is it shea butter range or shea moisture or something? I'll have to get me curling products, but that's good as well. It might be a bit too heavy for my hair, because mine isn't like a coarse curl, but her hair is. But it is true about to change the way we treat it and cut it, like I said, with the alcohol and the products that you're putting in it that are drying your curls out. That's why it looks frizzy, and that's why, you know, I remember years ago I used to plaster bloody, was it Frizzy's, the serum? You've got to be careful what you put on it, and like I said, the way it's being cut, because if hairdressers are cutting your curly hair, if they cut girls with straight hair, that isn't really how our hair being curly lies when it's curly. They're cutting it wet because it looks straight when they're pulling it down to cut it, but our hair doesn't lie straight when it's like this. It doesn't lie the same, if you get what I'm talking about. So I dare you to be curly, and if you've got curly hair, you like it straight, but you could start getting them curls back in, and maybe it's because you've been straightening it too much that when you do curl it, it doesn't seem to be as curly as maybe a few years ago, even like when you were younger, because I thought mine was a lot curlier, but it's not. It's because of the way I've been treating it. The more moisture you put into it and wear it more curly and stay away from the hairdryer, the more it's going to come back. And if you look on YouTube, oh my god, there's so many girls with beautiful curly hair. You know, some have like dyed ends, and it just looks dead nice with the curls, and they have it up in a big curly bun. And there's so many things you can actually do with curly hair, and you just leave it to dry naturally, and that's saving time. And I dare you to be curly. Just try it and stay away from the hairdryer. Because I mean, if you're having a bit of a poof day, just if your hair's long, you can put it back anyway, or clip it back, you know, in the sides, twist it, and let this bit down. You can make it look really nice. So yeah, I just thought I'd come on and tell you. I've been showing you anyway, but maybe I'll show you the technique of how. I'll show you when it's wet and what I do. But I just thought I'd come and show you why Finn's having a nap. And I think I put this on Instagram the other day. I don't know if you can see. Do you like my summer Berlingi? I think I called it Tutti Frutti. Probably can't see it properly in this lights. Imagine that on your nails for holiday. Woo. But yes, so don't know what you think of that, if it makes sense, but try and go curly if you are a really curly girl, and I'll see you soon. Bye.